Sometimes it appears that we're reaching a period when our senses and our minds will no longer respond to moderate stimulation. We seem to be approaching an age of the gross. Persuasion through speeches and books is too often discarded for disruptive demonstrations aimed at bludgeoning the unconvinced into action. The young, and by this I don't mean by any stretch of the imagination all the young, but I'm talking about those who claim to speak for the young. At the zenith of physical power and sensitivity, overwhelm themselves with drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants. Overwhelm themselves with drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants. Overwhelm themselves with drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants. Overwhelm themselves with drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants. Subtlety is lost, and fine distinctions based on acute reasoning are carelessly ignored in a headlong jump to a predetermined conclusion. Life is visceral. A spirit of national masochism prevails, encouraged by an effete core of impudent snobs who characterize themselves as intellectuals. Drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants. Overwhelm themselves with drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants. Overwhelm themselves with drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants. Overwhelm themselves with drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants, drugs and artificial stimulants. The student now goes to college to proclaim rather than to learn. The lessons of the past are ignored and obliterated in a contemporary antagonism known as the generation gap.